is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Aloha Friday, and happy Aloha Friday, everyone. We've made it to the end of the week. We are here. It is time to relax and chill. And guys, it is good to be back. If you guys haven't known, Dee and I have been out of power for 4.5 days, and it's so cool to actually take a warm shower, you guys, because it's been very rough. But we'll get into that a little bit later. But it is good to see everybody here if you're watching right now live or on the replay. But before we even get any further into the studio, because we have an action-packed guest waiting for us right now, let me get my wife in the studio. Dee, how are you?
What's up? It's Aloha Friday. Yay. It's Aloha Friday. We've got our power back. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. Yeah, it's a wonderful day or evening. It's kind of overcast, but and another storm is supposed to be rolling in too. So we just gotta finish this up, and hopefully it's not as bad as the last one. But yeah, thank you everybody for being here and tuning in to welcome our guest that we'll be bringing up in a few minutes. But yeah.
And also, really quick, for our Oahu and our Hawaii audience that's watching right now, because I know there's a couple of you guys in L1X that are on the island that's taking a lot of brunt right now. Just know that our thoughts are with you. And you know, best wishes. If you gotta evacuate, please evacuate. Don't even wait. Just go. And we wish you well, and we'll be checking on you guys a little bit later. But guys, before we even get any further, let me give a shout out to our sponsor, FANABLE, right here. Shout out to FANABLE for sponsoring tonight's stream, and we'll be right back.
Imagine a world where your cherished collectibles are always safe, giving you peace of mind and effortless control anytime, anywhere. That's the mission of FANABLE, where they digitize your prized items and safeguard them in their fully insured, state-of-the-art Brinks Vault, all backed by advanced blockchain technology for unmatched transparency and security. The best part and the true value is in the community, a warm, welcoming family of passionate collectors, new and old. Every week, they create fresh content supported with giveaways for the community and host X Spaces, YouTube live streams, and lively game nights in Discord, where laughter flows and bonds grow strong. Discover their 24/7 kiosks, perfect for grail-chasing graded comics or cards with ease. Explore their vibrant marketplace, brimming with a delightful variety of collectibles to browse and cherish, and feel the comfort of trading digitally while truly owning the physical. It's freedom wrapped in serenity. So the question you have to ask yourself, do you FANABLE?
And just like that, my computer has decided to mess up there. None of you guys are supposed to see any of that. Yeah, one of my browsers just died. So instead of that, we're going to wing it, guys. Also, I want to give a shout out to Sambazon right here, my tiny little screen, big bro. Right here. Shout out to Sambazon right here for sponsoring, or I'm sorry, fueling the stream tonight with this awesome beverage right here. If you want to pep in your step as well as some antioxidants and some vitamin C, I suggest you give it a try. And do anything else you want to add to that?
I've got mine original acai berry that I'm going to pop right here. Oh yeah, that sound of awesomeness. Awesome juice. Yeah, thank you, Sambazon, for fueling us, feeling like an Amazonian warrior princess with a pep in my step. Man, that's too bad that your computer is giving you issues. But I see, just want to also give a shout out to the Twitch and Nerds Unite community. They are out in the chats, coming through to support Sully and showing up. So I appreciate everyone for tuning in.
Okay, I'm back.
And he's back in the building somewhat. I see. Okay, I see your screen is good. All right.
Well, that was scary. Yeah, sorry guys. Unfortunately, my computer was on when the power went out, and I think a bunch of stuff happened to it. But let's keep rolling here, guys. Let's get our guest in the studio because we do not have a lot of time with him today. But shout out to our guests in the studio, Sully, who we have tracking in on radar right now, guys. We're going to get him right in. And also, here is his links. We are going to share all of his links within the chat down below, guys. So stay tuned for that. Also, we do have a sponsored giveaway from FANABLE that we're going to be running at the end of the stream. So you're going to have to stick around until the very end, and we're going to run a race because I know how you guys like to cheat with those hashtags. So we're going to spice it up today, everybody. But I think that's enough of the pleasantries, D. Why don't we get our guests into the studio right now? How about that, huh?
Let's beam him up.
All right, guys, we will be right back if I can find the right button. I swear, D, I am rusty today.
Activate the machine. Full power.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sully has joined us on Aloha Friday. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. I just came to the Stargate. That's so cool.
Yes.
We call it the Aloha Gate right here for the copyright.
That's awesome.
Right?
Stargate inspired. Yeah.
There you go.
Yes.
Rendition of a gate. But Sully, thank you for joining us on Aloha Friday. How is your Friday going so far, my friend? I know it's a little bit late for you.
Oh, no, it's going great. Thank you guys for having me so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a long work day, and then Friday is one of the only days I get to stream, so I just got off a 2-hour stream, but honestly, it's like hanging out with family when I get my Friday afternoon, so I'm still good to go. I got my water and my Whataburger cup, and I'm ready to rock.
Ooh, nice.
Whataburger cup. Nice.
Okay, D, you have to put it on the list. My wife is slowly trying to try different types of foods up in the mainland because she's really an island folk and she's not been around a lot. But I like that you talk about the concept of family because I want to explain what Aloha Friday is about. If you don't know what the term Aloha Friday means, have you ever heard of that before?
I have. I think from the Twitter days, I would hear people talk about Aloha Friday, but it's been a while since I've heard it brought up.
Yeah, so the show is really named after what really happens here in Hawaii. Maybe not specifically today because we're going through a storm, but every Friday in this state, the people here like to celebrate, and we call it Aloha Friday, the end of the weekend, or end of the week, I'm sorry. Yeah. And what we do is exactly what you just said. We hang out with everybody like it's family. Like you're literally across us in a digital living room, and we're really just having a nice conversation. In Hawaii, Dee and I are very social. A lot of the population here are very social, very friendly, and we really like to get to know people on a personal level, and that's really what the show's all about, is really just getting to like know each other like this on a casual level. Nothing crazy, nothing scripted. We're not going to ask for social security numbers unless you want to give it to us. We're pretty chill.
I'll pass on that one, but
yeah I would pass too.
Yeah, we'll that one.
But I'm gonna let ladies first go. Go ahead, Dee.
Yeah, so yeah, once again, thank you, Sully, for your time, and shout out to Emily. He's the one that recommended you to us to go check you out. Yeah, and invite you on. So I was like, okay. I've never spoken to Sully, but let's, this is what it's about, right? So building community and just finding people in other yes.
I'm sorry, Sully. There's always something we do here in case something is seen. I have to do it.
Uh-oh.
Poof sighting.
I love it.
That's right, everybody. The community manager for DigiToys is in the chat. We see you, Poof. It is a Poof sighting. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for always supporting. Raffle for the social later, maybe. Maybe. There
That's
he
so
is.
great. I know Poof. Poof and I go way back.
Do you know?
Really?
We have some talking points. I love Poof. I call it the lighthouse. So, yeah, we'll get into Poof a little bit later, but back to the lady.
Yeah, so like I said again, thank you so much for your time after a long day, for coming and hanging out with us on Aloha Friday. Yeah, so I was going through your Instagram and just kind of checking out, what you're about, because like I said, I never really heard of you before until Millie told us about you. So I was scrolling through your Instagram. I'm like, geez, like this guy goes all. I only got to 2019, and it was still like so much things to like scroll. I'm like, I'm just gonna ask him when he comes on. So it seems like you've been, doing maybe live streams. You have your own show, your own company. So what we kind of like to know about the person coming on is, Like what brought you to the space? Like collecting wise, did you start collecting, when you were a child? Did you only start getting into it, as technology advanced and you got into the digital stuff? Or how did it all begin for you, Sully?
Oh man, I don't think we have enough time, but no,
I've
I've been a collector my whole life, and I'm a little bit older. I'm a baby of the 70s and a child of the 80s, and I mean, first memories for me were like my Superman room decked out and collecting sports cards, and I've always had the collector bug. Anytime I've gotten into anything, it's always been too much, and I go on for it forever, and then I find something else. But sports cards was one of my early passions, and I really enjoyed that. And I kept almost every card I had until I eventually moved from Texas to Washington, and sadly got rid of them, a lot of them. Now we're having this huge resurgence in the popularity of sports cards, and I know I had some great stuff in there. But what actually got me to move was a passion for collectibles and a job. I collected for years and went to college, didn't really have any money or the opportunity to collect a lot of things. But then when I got out of college and I had a little bit of money in my bank account, a buddy of mine who I'd been friends with and gone to see a bunch of movies with was like, "Hey man, do you want to go to San Diego Comic-Con?" And I was like, "Oh man, I've seen that in movies and stuff." This was 2012. And I've always wanted to go, but like, isn't that industry, or isn't that only industry people? He's like, "No, we can go. It's just hard to get tickets. We got to try." Well, lo and behold, we were able to get tickets on our first shot. We got a couple of days that first year. We flew to San Diego, and man, it immediately ignited my passion for the nerd culture, for collectibles, for comic book movies. I mean, this was right when San Diego Comic-Con was just going to this next level, and I happened to be right in the middle of it, and I didn't know that this world existed like it did. And during that weekend of hanging out with him in line and stuff, I was like, I want to work in this industry. I want to do something. I want this to be my job. And so fast forward, he and I turned that into a business. We started our first podcast in 2013 called Nerd Foo. We made a business out of it. We started traveling to cons all over the US remember that old Kung Fu game from NES back in the day? We basically took that, and instead of one guy with his leg kicking up in the air, it was two guys. And that was our shirt and everything. It was this real catchy thing that people remembered. So they'd be, "I love that game," but they didn't really realize that was our business. So we had a little education to do there, but we did that for years and recorded like 300 episodes of our podcast and met people all over the country. And then I found myself between jobs. I had been working for a Fortune 100 company, and that ended. And I was like, you know what? Here's my opportunity to transition. I'm going to try to go work for a company I love. And I literally sat down with a piece of paper and I wrote the company that I wanted to work for. I couldn't think of more than one. That company was Funko, because I had been a collector for many years and I loved it so much. I happened to know a couple of people there. I watched the job postings for a while, and a marketing position opened up. I emailed them to ask if they'd be interested, flew out, had an interview, sold my house, and moved from Texas to Washington in 6 weeks.
Wow.
Just did the whole thing. I just was like, I'm all in, let's go. And I worked for 3.5 years, basically until COVID started, as a marketing manager at Funko. I did our live streams. I did our podcast. I went to conventions and got to meet a ton of friends. Many of the folks that are in here that followed me over from the stream tonight were friends I made during that time at Funko. Then COVID came along, really kicked us all in the butt with that, and the entire marketing team got let go. And I found myself going, what next? And that's when I fell in love with streaming. I had always wanted to stream. It was kind of my backup plan, but we're all trapped at home. I had a computer and a camera. Why not? So I started streaming 7 days a week on Twitch. An audience, giving away prizes, talking about collectibles. And during all that, I got into digital collectibles. I found my first NFTs through a friend had told me about NFTs. I didn't know what they were. And right as I was starting to learn about that, and the Wax blockchain was my first introduction to it all, because of Tops and Garbage Pail Kids and stuff like that, which I love that platform. I'm still on there today. It's just, unfortunately, not many people are.
Did you get the AMC popcorn bucket?
I never did. I wish I had. That was one of
my first NFT.
That and the Spider-Man packs that came with the tickets. I missed out on that. But then Funko, ironically, decided they were going to get into the space as well. And I was like, well, there's few things I know as well as Funko, and I'm here live streaming. And that company that was Funko and Drop that was running it was doing no education, really, no training. And so I became the de facto trainer for all things drop and Funko NFTs, and I did that until it died a year ago, until they finally announced that they were going to stop that. And I don't regret a single second of it. It got me to meet so many wonderful people, and that was such an awesome program. I finally got a little acknowledgement from them, and they were giving me some stuff to give away and letting me share in my stream towards the end there on their channels. I was the only one they were really doing that with, sans a couple of the influencers that like Wasatch and Top Pops that everybody know. But it was a wonderful ride, and I'm still collecting digitally today, but I'm still trying to kind of find which is my home now, which is one thing that I'm into the most. I'm just kind of bouncing around waiting until that right thing grasps, you know?
So I want to touch on that because there are a few things still out there that are piquing interest. You got like McFarlane, you got VV Digitoys, even Pinnacle with their pins, right?
That's my favorite right now, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm a big Pinnacle holder as well. I'm in all of those as well, which I don't know if it's good or bad. You know, I kind of spread myself all over the place. But yeah, what is something that would probably get you to go all in? Like, I'm one of these guys, like right now, I'm learning the card hobby. I've never done the card hobby before, but because FANABLE introduced their Pokemon kiosk, or their power kiosk with Pokemon cards. There you go. I've been collecting and I've been educating myself. But the thing about when I collect and educate something new, I have to stop the other thing. Like, I have a big affinity for comic books, and like that's where all my money was going forever, for at least the 3 years, right? And you know, for certain things like Absolute Batman, I'm still collecting that entire run, but like I stopped because I really wanted to learn the card hobby. And it's very interesting about the card hobby because like once I start obsessing on something, I go all in on that. And so right now it's like I'm learning One Piece, I'm learning Pokemon. Pokemon's very difficult, so One Piece is kind of where I'm going at right now. I'm a big fan of pirates and ships and all that, so it's really up my alley. And so that's really what I'm getting into now is the card hobby. But I mean, right now, other than FANABLE, there's not really anyone really doing digital cards, right? Like there's all these RWA companies. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. But what is something right now where it's going to get you obsessed all in and you want to jump in? It would be like another collectibles platform like Funko?
Well, you know, honestly, for me, it really goes back to when I started to truly understand collectibles as a kid with sports cards. I realized then, I didn't know it until much later, but I understood what to look for and that it needs to be limited, possibly numbered, and highly sought after. And, you know, if you can check those boxes, that's what got me into Funko in the very beginning. When I got my last name being Sully, and you can't see real good behind me because of the lighting, I've got like 400 different Sully pieces behind me. And when Funko made the first Sully pop, I looked at it and it was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, limited to 480 pieces in the world. And I was like, there's no way this is just a $15. I think I bought it on eBay for like 30. I'm like, there's no way this is a Disney licensed property that's limited to 480 pieces. This could be worth like a few $100 one day. Little did I know it's worth like 2,000 now. But I knew what to look for. And so I apply that same thing to digital collectibles. I do love supporting friends and smaller projects by buying in and trying to, you know, create the hype and share and stuff. But you really can't beat Disney Pinnacle for all those licenses and the blockchain, being able to see how many they are, who's holding, seeing all the sales prices. I love that. I love what Topps did on Wax, and I wish they would come back. For me though, it's those big properties that I'm going to go after first, and then I'm going to learn about those as much as I can. The other stuff comes along for fun, like I said, to support friends. But yeah, if Funko got back into the game, which I think they should, I would absolutely be all over it, but I don't think it's going to happen. If Pokemon got in the game, I'm not even a Pokemon fan. I would dump all the money into Pokemon digital collectibles because there's no way that is not 100% win.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's been around for it's pretty much generational, right? My daughter is teaching me Pokemon. That's how bad it is, right? Like I'm a comic head learning Pokemon from my daughter, who got back into collecting because I'm a comic head. So it's full circle if you really think about it, and I love it to death. But any other platforms you ever mess around with? I mean, like I said, there's VV Digitoy, like Poof is at Digitoys. Is that like, because some of them have low mint runs? Are you really just looking for a project that is just focused on scarcity and the collectability of that scarcity.
I mean, I think scarcity is definitely one of the boxes I like to check. But when it came to digital collectibles, I think another thing that is not utilized or just done enough is the whole phygital concept of buying physical and getting digital, or buying digital with the opportunity to redeem physical, like the Funko did with the Pops. I've got like 500 plus NFT Pops from Funko, because not only do you get to collect the digital and have fun with that, but then there's this reward that's like Christmas morning when those boxes arrive to open them up, and then there's a whole second wave of collectability. I love that. I want to see a lot more of that. So if a company promotes, hey, we're selling a physical thing and you also get digital, count me in.
That's what I like.
So McFarlane Toys, they do that right now. I'm not sure if you're into that. In fact, like right now, they do have, I believe, another drop coming in with, I think, 666 units of Spawn. I believe it's
dope.
Spawn
The Mandarin Spawn.
Yeah, Mandarin Spawn.
Yeah.
And you know, it's $5 a pop, but there's chase pieces in there as well, right? And so you get the collectability. The one thing I love about the McFarlane stuff is no matter what happens to McFarlane, it's still going to be on the blockchain. It's still viewable on OpenSea and all that. And so that's just one project, right? Doing all these other things. You also got like Vivi doing those things as well. And you know, Pinnacle and stuff like that though. But like what has not gotten you to maybe collect on all those other ones that kind of have similar boxes to check there?
I mean, for me, it's been financial. Like for the last
I hear you, brother.
5 years since COVID started until January, I was only working for myself as a live streamer. And you know, that's not a lot of money unless you're the one of the Paul brothers or, you know, or Ninja or something. You're not making a ton of money. So I had to back off, and I stuck with the Funko stuff because I knew it, and I knew there was an opportunity to make money off of it. Like I proved that from the very beginning. So if I needed to exit at any point, I could. The others were all just a little bit too iffy, and I wasn't sure. So I had to choose my battles. Even now, I have a full-time job again. I'm finally getting caught up on things, and I have some money set aside. Honestly, the one thing I'm eyeing, and I can't believe I didn't mention this before, what an idiot, is I want to own some VFriends NFTs. And I'm eyeballing a Series 1, but we're talking a $4,000 floor. But the perks that come from that are just, they will pay for themselves in a year. So as soon as I get approval from the boss, aka my wife, then I will probably be picking up a Series 1 VFriends NFT, or if not, I might get a Series 2. But I really want a Series 1 because, again, if I'm going to put money in, I want to love it, but I also want there to be a possible out down the road. And Gary V will not fail with what he's doing. It is a 100% success rate across the board. So I feel safe putting my money there. Whereas with something else, I got to weigh that out, you know, like I'll take the gamble here and there, but I'll take a $5 gamble, not a $5,000 gamble.
I completely get what you're saying. And we've actually interviewed a bunch of people from the VFriends community, and that they've said similar things. If you ever wanted to collect and they understand that the floor price is high, Series 1 is where to go. Yeah. They're always directing you to that little tiny, you can go on their website to figure out who you want to be, who you are, right? I think I'm the squid or something like that, but I just can't afford that squid's price right now. So I feel you.
Funny little side story there. I started doing this NFT education back in when COVID started. So 2020, 2021, right? When it first really started getting big. And that was where a lot of my hours went. One of my audience members, one of my friends, Shepherd52, was in my stream, and he was always just such a good communicator, and he was always engaged in the conversation. Well, last year or 2 years ago, he confided in me, guess what? I work for Gary V now. I was like, excuse me? Wow. And I went to New York Comic Con and I got to meet him, and he's a young kid. I thought he was like my age. No, this is a kid who had to skip out on school to go over to be at New York Comic Con. And he told me while I was there, he's like, man, if it weren't for you, I wouldn't have learned about all this stuff. And now here I am working for the king of all this right now. I was like, that is so cool. Like, I'm not taking credit for it by any means. I'm just excited that I was at all involved in this, what's come full circle.
You made the momentum roll.
That's one of the things I wanted to get out of doing all that education, was helping other people enjoy what I was enjoying, but getting into it without the fear and the just not knowing. I tried to explain every step so they knew exactly what they were getting into, while also fighting the good fight, because there were so many people out there who were just like down on it and saying it was the devil and how it was a scam and all this stuff. And I never for a second believed that or thought that. So I was rooting for Funko, the company that laid me off. I was there rooting for them and trying to push people to go that direction because I believed in it so much.
Oh, we were the same way with Candy. We helped promote Candy. We were doing collaborations with Candy too, and you know, right now you can't even view your collections. We don't even know what's going on there too. So it sucks, and you know, you make a ton of sense, right? Put your money where you know it's going to be safe. This is why I'm in RWAs right now, because it's actually paired to a tangible asset that's sitting in a Brinks vault.
Yeah,
right.
Love
you know
that.
what I mean? Like, and yeah, so it's super cool. Speaking of
Brinks,
FANABLE, I have somebody that just popped in that wants to come and join us. I'm just going to pop him in right now because he has a back door. This is the community manager from FANABLE, Sloppy. What's up, Slops?
What's up,
Howdy.
Sloppy?
How's it
Howdy.
going?
What's up, Sloppy?
You got another
Howdy.
Texas native.
No, really?
Yeah.
Houston.
That's mine. That's my city. Let's go. H-Town, baby.
Yeah, shout out to Slops.
H-Town.
You probably just came back from a rodeo, Sully. In fact, you did come back from a rodeo, didn't you, Slops?
Yeah.
It's going on right now, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, right
Yes,
on.
I just came back from the Houston rodeo.
Nice.
There you go, Slops. Slops, I was just telling Sully about FANABLE on why I collect on FANABLE, and it's mainly because I love the fact I can trade digital. It's tied to a tangible asset sitting in a vault. They do a 90% buyback, so you don't really lose much. If you pay like $50, the most you're going to lose is $15 at the most, versus if you buy something in any type of drop or digital drop, you could lose 90% of that value right away if you're chasing a chase piece, right? And so I've done a lot of collecting. What's so cool is I've been able to procure some pieces that I'm just going to hold for my children, right? Like at the end of the day, I look at these as Veblen goods, and it's just really stuff that I love too, right? So why not have a value prop to it? And I'm just kind of collecting that way. So I've been collecting on FANABLE for about, I want to say almost 9 months. I've enjoyed it. There's other, you know, projects out there similar, but I just like parking my money somewhere where I know I can either get it back. If not, I can get the asset, can come to me. I can touch it, right? Yeah. Or I'll sell it back to them for 90% of the value right when I buy it if I don't want it. So that to me has a good value prop. And that's the reason why I collect.
We looked at FANABLE on my streams for a few months. I think it was last San Diego Comic-Con. I was in town. I met with some of the VV team and Aaron, who had been at FANABLE prior to Sloppy being there. Got to meet all those guys, and I love the concept, and I love the Brinks Vault part of it, because that is pretty nice that I don't have to worry about the stuff in my possession for a possible fire or storm or whatever. I love that. It was just, at the time, it was money. So that's one of the things I definitely want to get into. I've never been as big into comics as you have, but I've always believed in investing in comics. In fact, I have. There's a whole story I could go back on that. I've got hundreds of comic books that I bought specifically just to put aside as investments 15 years ago.
Oh, really?
Well, we're not a investment channel, but we did have one of the FANABLE community members who is a financial advisor, and not financial advice. He came on to talk with us about his collection,
right?
But he was buying some of these assets for that purpose. So
Smart.
It's definitely more than a fad. So let's go. But yeah. Shout out to FANABLE, and that's part of what I like to collect. But Slop, since you're here, do you want to ask Sully a question?
He might be underwater.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Clear, Sloppy.
Hear you, Slops.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm at my parents. Not the best Wi-Fi, so. Tell me about, since I've missed most of the show, apologies. I usually try to attend, but I guess talking journey with Funko Pops.
I caught the Funko Pops at the end. What was the first part of that?
So I missed a bunch of this. Oh no, am I?
Yeah, what about Funko Pops? Yeah.
Yeah, so I've missed most of this show so far. Tell me about your story about collecting with Funko Pops.
Oh, Well, I told a little bit earlier about just the way I was drawn to Funko Pops, but I with my last name being Sully, I was already aware of Funko. I had bought a couple just for different things, the different licenses, properties that I liked, and they made a Sully Pop that was a limited edition for San Diego Comic-Con back in I want to say that was 2013, and I got it on eBay for like $30. But when I got it and I'm looking at it, it's stickered 480 pieces in the world. And I realized not only is this all of Funko gaining momentum, but when I'm looking at stuff like this, like I know this can be valuable one day, and honestly thought maybe a couple $100. Now it's a $2,000 pop, last I checked. And as soon as I realized what Funko had done between the licensed properties, a nice low entry point into it, and the stickered limited edition pops, I not only turned it into a passion of buying, I was getting like 6-7 boxes a day delivered to the house of different properties. At one point, I was like, I'm just going to own everything they ever make. And I thought that was feasible. There's no way. I would have had 10,000 pops by now. I had to finally, at some point, just go to the exclusives and focus on those. But I realized what they were doing and the potential, and it grew beyond what I could have believed. I turned it into a business and then went to work for the company, because I believed in it so much. And at one point, like I was featured in a lot of the videos, the podcasts, the lives, going to the cons, stuff like that. So not only would I believe it, I was living it. And hell, when they went public, I was there in Times Square when we went public for Funko, and I bought a lot of stock that I wish had held price. I thought I was going to be directly involved in keeping that stock price up. And then of course, COVID comes along, but I still believe what they built is amazing and still has very good value. You know, right now they're not on the best financial, they're not doing the best financially, but they have value in that company that will be around for many, many years. My guess is they're going to sell that company at some point. And I've been saying for at least 4 years now, I think Fanatics will buy them.
Really?
There's already been a whole lot of work together with them, so I think it just makes sense.
Yeah, we have if you don't know where to panel to his right, we have our Funko collection up on the top there. And
I don't even panel. It's like an arm's length. You know what
we got those, and then we have the smaller squared boxes. And then for me,
I got a Jordy LaForge over here. So
there we have Ted Lasso. My favorite one is the Wonder Woman and Superman. We got some over there.
I've got comics all over the place, man. Like I can just reach and grab something.
It's hard to see on camera, but here's the shelves behind me of just my Funko NFT pops.
Oh my God.
And that represents like maybe a 10th of the Funko NFT pops I have.
Okay, we have nothing compared. Our little mini collection is so tiny.
Well, I got 25 short boxes behind me, but my office is a mess. I'm not going to show it.
When I moved from Texas to Washington to take the job with Funko, I had to get a moving truck. Half of that full-size moving truck. We're talking a big rig. Half of it was personal stuff and furniture, and the other half was my collection of Funko Pops and other stuff that was just getting trekked back up to the home office. And then I at least tripled my collection when I started working there. Like they got 30% of my paycheck easy.
You should have a new business, Sully's Collectible Storage.
Yeah.
Well, he does. He has you do Whatnot shows, right?
Yep. I was doing Whatnot regularly up until I got this full-time job, but I still have a ton of stuff listed. So every week I'm still boxing up 5 to 10 things and shipping them off that I just had listed a long time ago, and they finally kind of came up on somebody's radar. Whatnot's been a great platform for that.
Yeah.
I see that. I don't know if this is like the one, but there's a Sully number 4 flocked Funko Pop. That's condition 8 out of 10, $1,400.
Yeah, that's the SDCC one.
I see the sticker there. The SD. Yeah. Sheesh.
Mine is not out. It's buried behind some other stuff, but I have back there. I've got that flocked one, and they also made a jumbo size Sully the next year that's also limited in the piece count that comes with Boo. I think that may be 480 as well, and that's like a $2,000 pop. Like, luckily I got in early enough I didn't have to spend that money. Honestly, in all my years of collecting Funko, I've never spent more than $120 on anything. But it has definitely appreciated over the years. I've got a couple pops listed at $7,000 to $10,000 now. That if anybody ever bites, sweet. But those sales don't come around a lot.
Buy more
Yeah.
originals.
Yeah, somebody will do it one day. Like there's crazy sales that happen every once in a while. There was a sale of a 2-pack a few years ago for over $100,000. And then just recently that guy tried to sell one on Golden for $1 million. I don't think it even did 75. Asking $1 million was insane. We aren't there yet.
You got to find the right buyer. That's it. You just
Yeah.
gotta find the
Exactly.
right
Exactly.
buyer.
Mhm.
Yeah. And there is
Very
a buyer
niche.
out there. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one thing Funko never was able to do was to really break into the Asian markets, to China and Japan. If they were able to do that ever, it would have been a game changer. But
So
they still
Funko
never did
wasn't
it.
global?
They had global presence. Like they did really good in South America. They did really good in the UK, but they were never able to break into that to true global market and get good distribution in China and Japan. And when you've got, a good chunk of the world's population there, if you can't get in,
A lot of money too.
it's a lot on the table left. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Hey, before we start transitioning, because I do want to talk about live streaming because that's a passion of mine. Anybody else want to discuss a little bit more about Sully and his collecting journey before we move on? We're at almost 40 minutes. How are we good on time with you, Sully?
Oh, we're good. I can probably go till 9. So another 45 minutes easy.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Perfect.
Any other questions for Sully on the collecting before we get into the passion of live streaming?
I got a fun story while you're waiting to see if those come up. Because when we first
Yes,
got on,
please.
before we went live, you mentioned Image was what got you into comic books.
Heck yeah.
So when I was in high school and I was a senior, my brother was a freshman, he got into Spawn. He told me all about Spawn #1 and how excited he was about it. And Todd McFarlane was going to do a signing. Back then, the comic book shows were, the basement of a hotel. They weren't a big deal. But I could drive, so I drove him, and we went and met Todd McFarlane, and we got him to autograph Spawn #1. My brother got one. I got one. I've had it all these years. And I just tucked it away and kind of forgot about it, right?
Yeah.
It was pre-COVID, so it would have been 2017, 2018. They did a contest up here at Emerald City Comic Con in Seattle for, I believe it was like 200 people would get to meet the original creators of Image Comics, all of them, and get this poster signed. And I put in for it. I never win any of that stuff. I won that. And so I got to go. They gave this. I have it somewhere. I got to get it out. But it's a Image logo in the center, and it branches off into like 8 different parts. And you got all the guys that originally founded Image. And the last one that I got to meet was Todd McFarlane. And I went through the line, and when I got there, I was like, in 1994, I took my little brother to come see you, and I got you to sign something. And he was like, "Oh, that's so cool to come full circle like this, and you get to meet me again after all these years." It was a very cool moment, and that's something I will never part with. Just because it was so cool, but I need to get that and put it next to my Spawn #1 and have that like professionally framed or something.
Yeah.
Shout out to Todd.
Yeah,
Todd is such a G. So here's something cool that Todd does. And at McFarlane Toys Digital, if you bought Jim Lee Golden Wonder Woman, that gives you access to Todd on certain days that they schedule that you can actually talk with him in the Discord channel. And it's only for Wonder Woman holders. And so Dee's a Wonder Woman holder. And so she's talked to Todd a few times already. And like, I'm such a jelly man because I bought that for my wife for our anniversary. And I can't
She gets the benefit.
but she can.
That's great.
So
I've spoken to him twice, and both times I'm like, okay, this is really casual. He seems like a nice guy. And then, like, when you push the speaker button, I got up there. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
So he's on like the top of my list to like hopefully meet him one day.
Yeah.
Maybe when he retires and comes to Hawaii, we can maybe fly up to Oahu.
He's definitely one of the most accessible people in the industry, and I love the way that he has embraced the digital side of things as well. He's always business forward. He's not going to poop on an idea just because some people don't like it. He's going to embrace it and give it a shot, and he's been giving it a shot for many years now. I'm impressed that he's still sticking with it.
I got a cool story about Todd that was told to us when we were doing, because when you live stream, you talk to so much people, they tell you so much cool stories, and some of these stick. Well, there was a story that stuck, and I won't name the person, but he's a good friend of the channel, and he's also a writer. He was kind of down and out and low on funds, and I remember he went to one of Todd's stores, and there was a signing for Haunt, if you remember Haunt. And and so Todd was there, and I guess he had a bunch of books. And I'm not sure what happened. I guess he was kind of telling Todd what was going on with his situation. And he ended up giving this guy a bunch of Haunt comics. And I think half of them were signed and half of them weren't. And because he gave him those comics, he was able to sell half of the lot and get himself back up.
That's amazing.
Todd. So yeah, shout out to Todd McFarlane, man. That guy's awesome. I love that guy. So
Yeah. And
Very
shout
cool.
out Comic Guy. He's in the chat. He's also part of the McFarlane
He's one of the
Discord.
mods.
Yeah. McFarlane community.
So shout
Love
out to
Comic Guy.
Comic Guy. Sloppy, anything else you want to talk about before we transition?
I can't think of the main competitor to Funko, and I was gonna ask for your opinion on it. I can't think of
Probably think of Thrilljoy.
Thrilljoy?
No.
No?
It's they've been getting quite big in the Marvel and anime space.
I think I know. Here, let me grab this.
Like, who else makes stuff similar to Funko, though? I don't know of anyone that does that. Is there like a Temu version?
I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find them real fast, because Collect Forever does something with them now.
Oh, yeah.
So I got this one right here by, it looks like Loyal Superama. Is that what you're talking about?
Not familiar with that.
No. I guess just in general, tell me your opinions about competitors. Do you see any viable competitors, or are you like all in on Funko?
Well, I mean, the industry has definitely fractured. Funko had a hold on it through COVID, and then, just by virtue of the way that company fractured, and they lost their CEO and then lost another one. The original founder, Mike Becker, founded Rocky Moto, and then Brian Mariotti, who had been running Funko while I was there for a number of years, he founded Thrilljoy. I think Thrilljoy is a pretty good direct competitor to Funko, but they're still early stages. And a lot of the old Funko fanatics went over and started collecting Thrilljoy either as well, or they moved as their primary collectible, but they just don't have the market hold or the availability, honestly. Like, you can find them at Hot Topic, but you're not going to see them at a Target or a Walmart or something like that. So unless you can get that penetration into the market, and you can be available not only to collectors who are worried about value and long-term, value and sales, you have to be able to get in front of mom and dad buying birthday presents for the party on the weekend, for the other 9-year-old. If you can't get in front of them too, you can't really build out a company to be a direct competitor. I mean, Funko was a $1.2 billion company 5 years ago. Wow. And they still have really strong sales, but they have, because there's competition now, and we've had changes to the supply chain and to the tariffs and stuff like that, they're hurting. I think all those we're talking about it earlier on my stream tonight. Rocky Moto, I think, is hurting right now. They're not saying that, but the signs are there. I think it's just a really tough time right now, and you still have to go up against Hasbro and Mattel. They may not have a line that's a direct competitor, but they have a stranglehold on the toy aisles at Target, and they're the big guns, always have been for many, many years. So it really depends on exactly what kind of competition you're talking about, I guess, is the short version of what I'm saying. But Funko is, like I said, they still have a lot of value. Even if they were to go bankrupt tomorrow, somebody could buy them and keep that line alive. And there's so much value in that name and that product alone that somebody could easily flip that into another $500 million business in a few years.
Yeah, because even like the box that Hinano just put up, like, I would have still called it a Funko, even though it was like a different name, because that's kind of like all I know is, and that's globally known, right? I was looking it up, and Google says U2's is another.
Oh, that is a good one. Yeah, U2's has been around for a number of years as well.
U2's, that's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah. I actually work directly with them. We do a charity thing every year for Extra Life, and U2's agreed to work with me this year, and they donated 9 figures, very kind of them, for us to give away. They have a huge portfolio of licenses, but they don't really do exclusives in a way similar to what Funko ever did. They may have a few, but they don't do the stickers and the low numbers and the things like that. So the aftermarket value on those, the secondary market value, I should say, on things like Whatnot and eBay is just not there for those. There may be some pieces, but they didn't have that moment where there's $10,000 valued U2s. That could change. But I just don't see them playing in that. I don't think they want to.
Okay.
Hope that answers your question.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I never heard of U2's till today, till right now.
One of my buddies who's been a long time content creator for Funko, his name is Top Pops Tristan. He's got like 3 million subscribers on YouTube. He's still just like a Funko first guy. YouTube's has already made 2 figures of him and like an entire pin set.
Whoa.
So they actually go after content creators and make figures of them, which is a nice niche market.
Cool.
It's really smart. I wouldn't be surprised to see Funko get into that at some point, but those are usually pretty low print runs. And that's very expensive to do. A mold costs $15,000 to make. So you can't just be cranking that out to make 500 pieces. It's just not financial viable.
Yeah, they did have something, not like exactly like what you said, like a replica mold of the actual person, but Funko did have where you could like create your own, like build your own, I guess, image, but it was like really limited.
Like a default figure and then add to it, right? Attributes.
Like default color, like color for your skin. Oh, cool.
Yeah, this was their Stranger Things license one they did, but behind me on one of the other shelves I can't reach, I actually have the second Pop Yourself ever made. They invited us, a few of us, up to HQ. This was during COVID, and another guy got there right before me, so he got to do the very first one, but I did the second one ever.
Second's the best.
That's a good that's a good product line that they came up with. It's really smart. And eventually I think with the 3D printing and AI software, you'll probably be able to get a pop that looks just like you.
Or you make your own collectible, right?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people doing that already. Like I have a friend that came by my stream tonight, and she makes her own hand cast figures that she sells, and she does really well with it, but she can only make so many. You know, they're such a time-consuming process. But I think we'll see more and more of that as 3D printing evolves. Like I have my own character that I'd love to do something with, but it's just not feasible for me unless I want to shell out $10,000-$20,000 to have it made overseas. And then it gets way more expensive once you actually start trying to ship it, boxes, advertising, all that. It gets expensive quick.
Have you ever heard of the Bat Cowls before?
Oh yeah,
the Bat Cowl project. Yeah,
I never got one, but familiar with them.
Smart. You're not underwater like me.
Smart. I love that.
Well, shout out to the Bat Calls. I love you guys, but we're all underwater. But one of the community members actually made their own
cool
Bat Cowl that was 3D printed right there. Shout out to Biscuits, right?
Love it.
Oh, I just don't like this tiny window, bro. But yeah, so super cool right there. But like stuff like that, people love that stuff. So Sully, before we used to be called the Real Uncommon Podcast, and I guess we'll transition over to now streaming. But before we were the True Media Group, we started this channel with just my wife and I as the Real Uncommon Podcast. And so we really just started live streaming. In fact, we didn't even live stream. We were just doing videos on X. It was our friends who no longer do content creation right now who kind of convinced us to go on YouTube. But we started this journey 3 years ago, and it was mainly because we went to DCon, Designer Con in 2022, and we got to meet a bunch of the content creators from VV over there, and we just had a good time talking story, wanted to continue the conversation. And so we decided to start a podcast, and it was just all videos scripted. And I'm not really a nervous guy. I want to say for the first 6, 7, it was really pause. It wasn't the best. I think quality wasn't good. I think everything was pretty bad. I was really a bad host, and we were going to quit. And we overcame all that. We started doing this. And then a year later, we started doing live streams. And when we did live streams, we got the bug. Yeah. Like, I like my birthday. My wife was like, "Oh, what do you want to do today?" I'm like, "You know what? We've never done live streaming before. Today's the day. Let's tear the Band-Aid off and try." We did one stream. We were hooked every day for 3 months straight. You know, this show, Sully, has been going on for 3 years straight with only 3 misses.
Dang, that's impressive.
Show. Yeah. In fact, we thought we weren't going to be able to interview today because we only got powered yesterday. So that's why there's someone else on the thumbnail. He was our backup streamer in case we couldn't stream with you. He was going to keep the streak going, right?
Good on you.
Well, because now we have partners, right? So we started off as a podcast. Now we have partnerships. So basically, I want to call him the first employee because he kind of just started working here, and we didn't hire him. He started doing stuff, and he never left. And so
he just wouldn't go away, huh?
Well, we didn't want him to, right? Well, we made him a partner, right? So he became a partner, and one of our very first fans, her name is Raven. She was like one of our first supporters. We made her a partner as well. So us 4 now run this media group as a partnership. It's awesome. A business. We're all together. And it's such a beautiful thing because something that went from just a conversation piece to just fun to now we're doing all these things. Like we've been collaborating with IP-based projects, indie projects. It's been a lot of fun. We've gone to like live events. We've covered Designer Con. That was a lot of fun. I've never run inside of a Designer Con before because everyone's trying to run to like, you know, the Bear Bricks, right? I'm like, where's everyone going? Let's run with them. That was so much
all the
fun,
line,
right? All the line, right? But what I'm trying to get at is we've enjoyed it so much that this is now a business. It's actually a thriving business. We have sponsors, we have an audience, and really we get to continue what we do to love. And I know you can attest to this. We just
100%.
love being up here talking with everybody watching right now. And it's such a beautiful thing. And so I really want to hear stories from you. Like, you know, what was the first day like, right? Like what was the biggest mistakes? What's a memory you can tell me? And let me frame this to you on a memory, because I'll tell you my memory after, because I have a really good one about a good soul. But yeah, could you kind of give me your history on live streaming, please?
Wow, there's so many highlights over the years. When I was at actually, okay, let's go back just a little bit. I first dabbled with it in like 2014, 2015 for charity. My buddy and I were doing Nerd Food, that company I told you about, and we decided we wanted to try to give back a little bit. So we did a 24-hour streaming marathon. We reached out to a few companies. Funko was on that list. They actually gave us 2 prototypes to give away. And we got stuff from some other companies, and we raised a few $1,000s, and we gamed all night, and it was a lot of fun. But the setup was jank, a lot of problems. Like we didn't feel connected because there wasn't anybody there watching. There was a few people, but not like a big audience, you know. Yeah. Then when I was at Funko, when I first started there, my boss was like, "Hey, I know you've done podcasting before, and I used to do Periscope." My buddy and I that did Nerd Food, we would do, I called it the pre-podcast Periscope. We would record a podcast, but before that, I would have always gone to the comic book store and I would show off the pops and the comic books and whatever else I bought. And we did pretty well with that. And I kind of had the bug already, but doing a full-blown like Twitch stream is a different deal because you're talking about graphics and the comments and having things interact. And, you know, there's a lot more to it. But while I was at Funko, my boss told me, get the podcast going. We did that. He goes, we need connection with the fans. You want to try lives? And I was like, yes, let's do it. So I learned enough about Twitch to be dangerous, and we would go live in front of minimum 500 people, like right off the get-go. Luckily, I had kind of gotten over that initial fear from doing the podcasts and lives. But when you're looking at, we'd have a giant TV set up and all the comments from all like YouTube, Twitch, everything would be going across there at once. And I could only pick out one comment every once in a while because they were just going so fast. And all of them were like, make more of this, make more of this. You guys suck. Like,
why aren't you answering my questions?
Why are you ignoring me? This is day 62 of asking for this. Like, okay, got it. But I learned how much I really enjoyed that connection with fans, and that I had this like I can talk nonstop on any topic, even ones I don't know about and shouldn't talk about. I can talk about.
Make it sound believable too, right?
I can tell a good lie if I need to. It's not something I should be proud of, right? But while I was there, I really got the bug. So I actually bought, during my time at Funko, I was like, you know, I like to have a backup plan. Just in case the crap hits the fan, which it did. I was like, I'm going to get a PC for streaming. So I did some shopping. I got a PC. I did a couple of test streams. There was like 2 people in them who knew who I was and would like come hang out playing Rocket League or whatever. And I still enjoyed that because like, I can game and maybe make some money. Let's go. I'm going to do that. Right. Yeah. But then I got the bug at Funko. So literally the day they said, I won't go into the story of how crappy it was when they laid us off, but like, go on. We don't need you anymore. I was like, all right, I'm going to stream today. So like I fired it up and got right into it. I didn't hesitate at all. And then really funny story. They actually contacted me. Funko did like a few weeks later and were like, hey, we wanted to do a live for New York Comic-Con. We don't have anybody to do it. Can we hire you to do our live? So I sat there during COVID in front of this computer screen, streaming to 400 people again, talking about Funko, the company that had just laid me off. It was very surreal. But through all the years, I've had so many people come through, made so many friends, had so many great conversations, and had such a great time. But the one thing that I enjoyed the most was getting back to doing charity work. Every year from my first year of streaming till now, so 6 years straight, we have done Extra Life, which raises money for Children's Miracle Network hospitals. That first year, it was November like 2nd or 3rd, and my audience was like, hey, Extra Life Weekend's coming up. You should stream for that. And I'm like, well, that's in like 3 weeks. I can't get prepared in time. And they're like, try. We raised $69,000 that year.
Wow.
Just from my stream, my community, Nerds Unite. I cried at the end. Like literally the next day, 24 hours of streaming nonstop, talking like this, playing games, goofing off with people. I saw that total and I teared up on stream. I was like, thank you, God, that we could do something this amazing to give back. So we've done it every year, and we haven't raised as much money in the subsequent years, but in total, we're over $250,000 raised for charity. And so every year, no matter what, I'm going to keep going, even though I have a full-time job now. I want to continue to do that because it just gives me such a sense of accomplishment, but also like just such a good feeling to be able to give back. And luckily I've made all these connections in the industry, so I can reach out to the Funkos and the U2s and the Turtle Beaches and all these other companies, and they'll send me stuff to give away. And we raise money that way. And it's just such a high that I get from doing it every year. I don't ever want to miss out on that. And we built that to a team of like 15 people now that stream for Nerds Unite. So I don't have to do the full 24 hours. I hand it off and other people take over. Yeah. But I did prove I can go 24 hours without shutting up. So, I mean, there's something there.
I've only done 6, Sully. I've only done 6. So like, you definitely got to like move around a little bit. Everything gets numb.
I haven't felt my feet in 6 years. I don't.
Oh, that's incredible. What a great story. And I love that. Story. I got chicken skin when you were telling us that.
That's how I feel just talking about it still every year.
Yeah. Well, here, let me give you some insight on Aloha Friday. So this used to be called the Real Uncommon Podcast Live. My wife names everything. She likes to name everything very long. So, but we ended up, I think it was episode 8 or 9, and we were streaming every day, like I told you. This is right when we started streaming. And like, I have a full-time job. I'm in communications, and now I'm a desk jockey, so that helps. I can stream, take lunch. I can jump around now, right? So like, this is my office. I can do whatever I want. But before, I was still going out in the field. And I remember I would leave home like maybe 6 in the morning, get home at like 7 at night. D would have everything prepped. All right, we're going live. Like, I didn't even shower. I just have to like put on a shirt, put on this, and like we're live. And then we'd stream for like 2-3 hours. One night, I had a bunch of high school buddies visit us, right? And we're supposed to have dinner for them. And I said, you know what? We got the bug, right? Dinner's in an hour. Let's just stream for 1 hour. You sure? Yeah, why not? Why not? You know what I mean? So we're streaming. Everybody in the community decides to come up on our stream that day. All right. So, you know, like StreamYard's only maxes at 10. So we were rotating people. We had 20 individuals rotate within that hour. And then the last 10 wouldn't want to leave. They're like, we know you want to leave. We didn't let you leave. My friends from high school had to come here, drag me out of this office. I still didn't leave because I'm all about production, right? Like, no, we got to do an outro. I just can't end it. I got to do an outro. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, So because so much people stayed so much, we ended up renaming the show Aloha Friday.
I love it.
It did exactly what we wanted to do, is we were bringing people together. And that's the mission statement here. You know, we started in the VV community, but our biggest thing here is we want to connect everyone. We're all about a rising tide lifts all ships, because if we all succeed, then this space succeeds. And that's why we reached out to Cryptoys. It was Digitoys at the time.
Yeah.
We had the entire team at one time up here unboxing, explaining their stories. They were yelling at the unboxing because we would make our own music. Poof, you remember, you were here.
Poof knows.
I met Poof on Aloha Friday up here, and he was with Stephanie at the time, right?
Oh yeah.
And
I know Stephanie.
Steph, yeah. And I remember my mouse died, and I'm like, my mouse is dead. I don't have a mouse. And I remember he's like, what do you mean you don't have a mouse? You don't have a mouse? I'm like, no, it died, right? Like, so then I had a laptop at the time, right? So then I had to like use the pad, and you know how hard it is using a pad in your live stream. And so, but I just remember that interaction. And then Dr. Strange says, Hinano, I got a mouse. And he shows me Mickey Mouse, right? And so it had to be there. It was very funny. Yeah. And then my last story is, again, this is the same individual I told you about the haunt.
Oh yeah.
He told me about a story about Christmas, and it made me go to tears just hearing him explain how the story was about basically don't wanting more and be grateful for what you got.
Yeah.
And he told me about a story about how as a kid at a certain age, he didn't get a Christmas, and he didn't know he wasn't getting a Christmas till like maybe 3 days before Christmas. Right.
Yikes.
And it was very devastating for a kid at the time. Right. I think he was like maybe 10. And I remember him, his parents saying he wasn't getting a Christmas tree, no Christmas dinner, no nothing. That's rough.
Yeah.
So he had a friend, right? And his friend was playing a joke on him. He grabbed a girl doll from the dollar store. He knocks on the door on Christmas Eve, and he leaves it at the doorstep. Well, this individual, instead of it being a joke, he really appreciated that because, you know, he wasn't getting anything. At least somebody thought of him, even though if it was a joke, someone thought of him, and he still kept that doll till this day. And that doll reminds him of, don't always want more. Appreciate what you have, because sometimes what you have is good enough.
Yeah.
And I you know, we can send you the episode if you want to look at it, but it put me to tears just hearing him explain this story. And it's a story that I'll never forget. It's something that I'll hold deep in my heart. And it's something that I'm glad he got to express, because I think a lot of people got to hear and resonate with that. I've got lots of stories, I mean, with CEOs and stuff like that, but those three, specifically that last one, I'll never forget. And it always stays with me till this day. And that's because of the live streaming. And that's why I love doing this so much. You get to find new people. You get to meet new people. I feel like I've met new family. I talk to more people on here than I do with my friends that live 10 minutes up the road. I see them maybe once a month.
100%.
And it's not weird, right? Because like, I'm always about wanting to meet new people across the world. And this type of platform, what we're doing up here, the collecting space in general, being tied to Web3, is a beautiful thing. And I love it. And that's the reason why I streamed. And so I really wanted to know why you got into streaming, the deep down of it, and all that good stuff. And I really appreciate you telling me that, because I think us up here promoting this stuff, like you just said yourself, Funko, they approached you. They wanted you to do these live streams. You did such a good thing with all these charity work that it made you cry. It is a beautiful thing that we're doing up here. And I love that you and many of others are continuing to do it, especially in this bear market.
Well, you know, I mean, we talk about collecting digitally in this, and we're moving toward this world of AI and we're all buried in our phones all the time. But ultimately, we're all people that want to connect. Even the introverts of the world want to connect with people.
Sure.
And live streaming provides that opportunity. You know, I've made friends from literally all over the world. I got a friend that's in my stream every week that's from Dubai. I've got another one that from Iceland who's here in the stream right now. I've met these people from all over the world. They're my friends. I don't get to see them, but every once in a blue moon, but I get to talk to them every week. I know so much about them. They know way too much about me. I just love it. You know, like you said, I don't get to talk to friends that I've known for many years that are right up the road or just an hour away, but people that are, 7,000 miles away, I get to talk to, which is crazy. And because you kind of got onto the emotional side of it, I have to say too that I went through a lot of crap right at the beginning of COVID, not only losing the job that I loved, but also a divorce and all kinds of other craziness. If I hadn't had streaming and that connection, if it hadn't been for the people typing on the other end, I don't know if I'd have made it to the other end. I don't know if I'd have made it to today. And I will always forever hold Twitch and live streaming in a special place because of that. It truly saved me. You know, I had to put on my happy face, and I think for the most part, people didn't know what I was really going through. But when my streamers were over, a lot of times in those first few months, I crawled back in bed and didn't get out until the next stream. But I had the games, and I had the people, and the excitement, and we all wanted to connect, and it gave us that opportunity, and I will forever be grateful.
Yeah, and give you a purpose.
I'm feeling that too right here. They call it goosebumps, right? We call it chicken skin over here. I feel you exactly. And the connections you make here with the people, they're like family. I have a friend that lives in Bristol. I consider him like one of my best friends. I don't live next to him, right? But I talk to him weekly. You know what I mean? It's funny. Like I'll leave him voice notes, right? What are you doing? You're leaving voice notes? You're leaving love notes to your boyfriend? No. You know him. Stop it. But no, I love the space, and yeah, appreciate you telling us that story. I really just wanted to know about your streaming. I'm one of those guys that'll hide in the back of the room and just watch people just to give them the view. I'm sure there's a ton of them behind here right now. Oh, that's another question. I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but I went to DCon and someone asked me for my autograph, and I'm like, why? Because like I don't consider myself a real person. And then when I went to go sign, I almost signed my real name. So I'm not used to that stuff, right? So there was that. And then have you ever met people that have never said anything in your chat?
Yeah.
But they watch you all the time.
Totally.
Like, there's like 20 of them right now watching us. They don't say nothing.
Yeah.
But I see them like if I go to an event, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I know you." I'm like, "You never say anything."
Yeah. You know, it's funny. One of the things I've learned about people in general that's really come to like I've solidified the thought over the last few years is that we all communicate differently, even though we're all built of the same things. And ultimately we want to communicate ideas and thoughts with one another. We all communicate differently. Some of us like text, some of us like phone calls, some of us like emails, some of us hate 2 out of the 3. We all handle our inboxes differently. We leave people unread. Like there's things that we all do differently. No 2 people are the same. And that I appreciate the if they're the lurkers and they're there just watching in the back, that's fine, because that's their that feels good to them. They're fine with that. And I would never want to take away from that. I totally get it. But I've known people who have watched the stream for a year and then that would be their first comment. And they're like, I've been here like nonstop for a year, but I wanted to make sure this was a safe space that I would feel comfortable doing it before I would chat. And I'm like, respect. I jump into streams and I just start chatting away, but that's I'm an extrovert and always have been. So
we call that portuguese over here. So like, Sully, if you ever met me in real life, I don't think you'd run away from me. I think we would probably talk way too much, but if you weren't like that, you'd run away from me because I talk way too much. Portuguese, right? But we call it portuguese. And so if you ever say that guy's portuguese, run away because he's not.
I thought people were calling me Porky this whole time. Now I understand. They're also right about that, but that, you know.
I'm right there with you, bud. D, I'm gonna pass it on to you. I've just got one more question for Sully, and then also Sloppy, if you have anything. But ladies, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say if Sloppy had, because Smart Buy is looking out for you, Slops. He wants to make sure that you have a chance to speak. So if you had anything you wanted to add, I know we've just been chatting away. Yeah, please feel free to just unmute and just jump right in, since we can't see your lovely face. But yeah, I just want to kind of touch on what you guys were talking about, that I really enjoy Aloha Friday specifically. I mean, I enjoy all the other live streams and shows that we do, but yeah, I feel like Aloha Friday is just, very casual. Just be who you are. There's no need to put on a face, put on a fakeness here. And that's what we like. Sometimes the guests that I have coming on are always like, I'll come on but I don't know what we're going to talk about. There's nothing really interesting about me. I'm like, I'm sure there's something. We're all in this digital space for a reason. We have something in common, like I don't know, you like the same movies, enjoy the same superheroes, and then you find that connection. And then the more you talk about it, then you find like little things that you can like relate to. And by the time an hour has passed by, 2 hours have gone by, and you're like, oh crap, it's dark outside. I need to go eat or go to sleep. But it's just I always look forward to Aloha Friday, even if like things are chaotic in our real life. When we come to this show, it's like things just kind of like, you leave your troubles at the door kind of thing. It's just kind of like you can talk to people. And the times that we don't have, a special guest come on, we have what we call a community hangout on Aloha Friday.
Yeah. And
we just throw the link out. If anyone wants to come up, they can come up, and we just talk about anything and everything that you can imagine. And so like one of the first community hangouts we did, Hinano was off island.
And I was at the airport.
Yeah, he was waiting at the airport to fly back, and I'm like, okay, I have this amount of time, before I need to leave to head to start driving to go pick him up when he lands. And so I just threw the link out. One of our good friends, shout out to him, Guri, he stopped by, and we love talking about food. We came, he started talking about food and yada yada, and then who else came up? Was it Fro or Slider?
So you had Fro, you had Majin,
Majin,
you had Metabeast, and these are community members from Vivi, Decentraland, McFarland, like just a mixed bag of people. And me at the airport. And the reason why I was stranded at the airport, because this was when the government shut down and TSA was all messed up, and so flights were backed up.
Yeah.
So I stayed there for 3 hours. So what I did is I took my phone and I pointed it right at the Hawaii sunset. And during the live stream, they watched the sunset.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because we're like the furthest back in time from everybody. And so we're like, yeah, you get to see, the last sunset of the evening is, here in in Hawaii.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that was really cool. Hinano jumped on, and you can hear like, ladies and gentlemen, there's been
I had to
delays
mute
in the
every 2 minutes.
flight. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, they're so loud at random times.
The white zone is for loading and unloading only.
Yeah, if your vehicle's in the red zone, you will be towed. But yeah, it was really fun. Like people just kept coming up, and then I was like, guys, I really need to go because Hinano has already like, you know, boarded. He needs to go and get picked up.
I stayed on the stream until the plane took off.
How fun.
Yeah, until
Until the
like,
connection dies.
You need
Oh,
to
it
turn
doesn't
off
die. It's
airplane
still
mode. Yeah, but yeah, it was just, you know, I look forward to this show because you never know what to expect. You may have someone you never had on before, and you know, you get all these questions that you want to potentially ask them, and then just from the first question you ask, it could go a totally different direction, and like you never even look at, you know, the notes that you took to like, you know, have stuff to talk about. And it's just, and I think that's what I really enjoy is like the whole is so organic, and people are just, you know, vulnerable when they come up, and you know, we accept everyone that wants to come up and join and have a place to just feel safe and just, you know, talk, get your feelings out there if you need to.
When I started podcasting back in 2013, you know, again, it's those first few are tough. You don't know how long are you supposed to go? How much are you supposed to talk? Should you have it structured? Should you not have it structured? Well, I leaned into the way over structured. Yeah, exactly. Like, is this family friendly or not? Should I curse a lot? You know, you have so many things to figure out. But I had this really structured outline with a ton of notes. And my business partner at the time, my podcasting partner, was like, man, that's too much. I don't want to take all those notes and do all that. And I fought him and fought him and fought him. And you know what? He was right. Like, as we got on, a loose structure and just talk and be people. That's what people want to hear and be a part of. Like, they want, especially in podcasting, audio only is what I used to do. People want to feel like they're in the room as part of the conversation. You've said that about today and Aloha Fridays. They want to feel like they're part of the group. They want to feel like they belong. And I love that these platforms have evolved to allow that. And I like that there's so many options now. I just wish we could convince, like, I've always thought Twitch failed because they never told the rest of the world that streaming is not just about gaming. Like, they should have told everybody the streaming is about music and hangouts and art and 12-year-olds playing Fortnite and screaming at each other. It's part of it, but it's not all of it. Because like I try to explain it to my mother, she's almost 80, and she's like, I don't get it. People want to hear you talk all the time. I'm like, just come watch it once. She will not do it because she thinks I'm just going to be playing video games and yelling. And she's like, I saw that when you were 12. I'm done with that.
Yeah, it's funny when you're trying to explain it to like other people in your real life, like around your home, your neighborhood. And that's why we come here to talk to you and everyone else, because you understand what digital collecting is. You understand Phygital. You understand, you know, different things. If we were to go, I mean, some people in our real life here know, you know, about comic books and stuff, but once you talk about NFTs and crypto, and they're like, oh, you're part of the scam, you know, the pyramid scam, and why are you gonna lose money?
Know, you're hurting the environment.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That old chestnut.
Yeah. I am. Do tell.
We were just talking about that on my stream again tonight. I've been talking about that for 5 years and it just won't go away. Like I've never understood that shut the door and be negative about something without giving it a chance. That's just not in my nature. But there's so many people who like that's just their way of being. Everything's stupid and into the world. Oh wait, did you say one of my favorite things at Funko to do? I know we're running a little longer on time, but I love this story.
You're good.
My favorite things to do at Funko was I would work at the booths, and I would always position myself not at the counter selling, but I would be like out on the ropes because we always had ropes around the booth, and I would talk to everyone. I would find out what their favorite fandoms were, what they were into, why they were there, how many pops they had in their collection, etc. But it was always the old angry guy who brought his granddaughter who would walk up to the booth with the arms crossed and he'd be like, I just don't get it. Why do people want those little things? Those stupid. Why are y'all waiting in line? I would wait for those guys and I would just smile from ear to ear and be like, oh, here we go. Okay. And be like, so what are you into? What do you do? And eventually I'd get them to tell me that they loved Magnum PI or something. And I'd be like, you know, there are pops for Magnum PI. And they'd be like, wait, what? Those little. I was like, yeah, they made the car too. Like, excuse me, I need that. How do I get that? If I could turn somebody that was just walking up already angry about it, that was like my favorite story of the con that year. Every year.
That's cool, man. Yeah. So guys, we're almost getting close to the end of the stream, but what I like to do, well, first off, do you have any other questions before I ask Sully this last question for me?
Well, I just want to check in on Sloppy. Are you okay, man? That's
Fall
okay
asleep?
if you fell asleep. Hard day at the rodeo.
I'm back.
Okay,
I met with Mahalo Joe. I was talking with Mahalo Joe.
Nice.
I know that name.
Oh yeah,
Mahalo?
he goes to the rodeo too.
Yeah, Mahalo had a one-piece card I was buying from him.
Oh,
so I met up with him and
my birthday's
we
coming
got
up
to
too,
talking.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
That's awesome. Impromptu meetup. That's cool. Love hearing that.
Impromptu meetup, yes. But I'm so sorry, guys. Like, I just disappeared without saying anything.
Oh, you're good, man. You're good.
And look, his ears were ringing. Look who's in the chat now.
Yeah, look who's there. It's Mahalo. What is up, Mahalo?
Good timing.
He was lurking.
All right,
He's like, oh.
I'm gonna jump in, and I'm just gonna ask this last question for you here, Sully.
Bring it.
You can ask us anything you want as long as it's not my social security number. Anyone on this stream, even Sloppy over there. Go ahead, man. It's the hardest question in the book.
Him our socials. It's all good.
I can ask y'all anything?
Anything you want.
Okay. I always wonder about these things. With the AI going the way it is, what do NFTs look like? And maybe the AI is not even a part of it, but what do NFTs look like in 5 years? Are we still in this? Has it died? Are we going somewhere good? Is it going to come back? Like, where do you see it in 5 years?
I see the tech encompassing NFTs to where now AI will be paired to your digital asset. So you'll still own the digital asset, but it'll interact with you. A good example is like Digitoys, what they're trying to do, right? Where they're trying to do digital play and they're trying to encompass the AI as well. I mean, there's even Chat Guardian that they're trying to work on as well, where the AI is talking to the kids. You can teach the kids, you can learn from that AI. So that's where I see AI going. I'm big on AI, by the way. So you just opened a can of worms here.
Same.
But yeah, no, I see it as an educational tool via NFTs. I see it as your movie ticket can talk to you, for goodness sakes, right? You know what I mean? Imagine you get a movie ticket and it starts telling you what time your movie is, or a plane ticket. Oh, you got delayed, sir, right? Via AI. You know what I mean? That's where I see it all going. Am I a little bit crazy?
No, you just triggered there's a whole conversation that we've had ongoing for years about movie tickets and the huge miss, the huge opportunity that these theaters are not getting with both digital and physical collectible tickets.
Yes.
It's just insane. I could talk about that for 3 hours.
Yes. But to kind of to put it into perspective with NFTs, I really think the NFT is the asset itself, whatever you want to call it, and you're just going to put a digital brain in there and interact with it, or it's going to interact with you, or it's going to follow you around in AR. Like, can you imagine walking around and you got like the Punisher or a Funko Pop walking behind you because it's your digital asset walking with you via AR, right? You got your glasses on, you look behind, and there it is. I see that. And we're all talking in the middle of the air, by the way. That's what we're doing. It's going to be the norm, I think, anyway.
It's gonna be like,
I hope you're right.
Hologram.
I mean, like the way, like, so here's a great example, right? We started using AI in the media group 6 months ago. Before, we were doing everything pretty, what's the word? Mechanical, I guess, using Canva and creating, and we still do all that. But now with AI, we have a more smooth workflow. We can animate better. Obviously you came in on a Stargate, right? That was all AI. And so, but what's so interesting is the stuff that I made 6 months ago, I thought was the shit. I thought it was cool. Now I look at it, I'm like, that is slop. My gosh, I just put out a bunch of pig slop. Not sloppy, slop.
Yeah, no offense, sloppy.
No offense, sloppy. And now I'm still putting now I'm still putting out slop, but it's better slop. Yeah. And can you imagine in 6 months, my slop's almost going to just look like slap. You know what I mean? It's going to be, but that's the point. Like this stuff is moving so fast that if you're not staying on top of it, you're going to be left behind. And even for our workflow, right? We use a certain amount of LLMs for our workflow. We have like maybe 4 of them. And some of the ones we're using right now, we should be using other ones. But because we're a group and a collective, you can't just move because then the whole workflow changes, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing, is adapting to AI, because AI changes every week. It's kind of crazy. So what do you think?
Really does.
Yeah, it's gonna evolve, and just hopefully it'll just get better. And the more that we get used to it, to help us get better at what we do. I've been using Grok a lot to help me, I guess as a tool, because before it's like I don't want to use Grok to like give me answers. I can just look it up on the internet, or go to a library and look through an encyclopedia. But now it's like so readily accessible on your phone. You just ask it, and it's scary how much it knows, but it's so helpful. At least for me, that's mainly what I use it for like information. I mean, probably have to fact check it, obviously, but for what it comes up with when you ask it, it's like wow, I actually learn a lot, and it's really helpful for me. So I use that as a good tool every day.
So unbelievably fast. That's the part I can't get over. Like,
here's a story. So I'm in communication, and the thing about Hawaii is there's a lot of old communication tech out there in the field. And so a lot of this stuff, you need like an old timer to fix, that they're no longer around because they're retired, right? And so us young bucks, and I'm not young, by the way, I'm like a minute behind you. But the thing is, like, there's certain things I just don't know what to do unless I go and look at an encyclopedia of a manual and try to figure it out. But I literally used AI the other day, and I was at a public utility trying to fix something, because at public utilities here in Hawaii, they don't fix nothing. Nothing gets fixed. And so we get called to try to Band-Aid stuff. And I asked AI, I don't know how to fix this. Basically, this phone system's not ringing, and it was a police department. They weren't getting their phone calls in, and it's very important for a police department to get phone calls. I didn't know what to do, and I'm like, I'm going to go ask Grok. And I took a picture of the phone system. I said, this is the issue. What's wrong? And like within like minutes, I know what's wrong. These are the 5 things that could be wrong. Check this, and this. And I checked this, and this, and it said, is this grounded? And like, where's the ground? Like, open this tab up, pull this over. You might have to take a screwdriver and do this. Okay, I followed it, and sure enough, the ground clamp came off, and the phone system came right back up. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I just fixed something with Grok.
That's so cool.
Yeah, no joke. This is the truth. And so it's just getting smart to a point where if you're not using AI at least as a tool, you're doing a disservice to yourself.
Yeah. I think that's where some people are turned off by it, because they could potentially take your job as well. Like some people, that's you just got to evolve with it and learn with it to make yourself better at what you're doing.
We don't have time for the conversation that I'm about to spark and then walk away from. But there was an interview with Elon Musk a few months ago, and he was asked, like, where's all this going, and what do we need to do to plan for retirement? And he said, don't bother. He's like, in 10 to 20 years, it won't matter, because we won't be living like we're living now. You won't need to save for it, because by then we won't be working like we work today.
Right.
If we work at all, that we will most likely get some sort of monthly stipend from the government to live off of, and it will be enough to live off of. So don't bother. So if I had a follow-up question, if we had enough time, I would say, talk about that. What do you think about that? Because I can't wrap my head around it, but I can also kind of see it.
I think we need another episode
insane.
for that. That was a loaded question. And I remember watching that interview too. And I that is something that I have to think about, because it's kind of scary, and it's very disturbing to me, because I kind of don't like being dependent, me personally. And just for someone with a lot of power that knows more than me, because like he's in the room and we're not, that's kind of scary for him to say that. So, well,
yeah, I wonder about the consequences of what they're going to do with that information. Whereas I'm doubling down. I'm going to have money in the bank and all the collectibles, because then everybody's going to want them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's like, for us in this space, we kind of get it. And that's the cool thing about getting the value prop in this space, is it's so enjoyable, because it's stuff that we love. And that's why I love it. Because I came into this space, Sully,
You did it right.
And so why not be able to have fun and get a value prop out of it as well? It's a win-win in my opinion. So that's why I'm here. And I'd love to have this conversation in terms of this loaded question, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do the whole thing. But Sully, how are you doing on time? We've had you for an hour and a half.
Oh, I can spend a few more minutes wrapping up. I just pulled the pin on that hand grenade, threw it, and then I'm going to shut the computer down.
Peace them out.
He's one of those. All right. We can hang. Yeah, we got to invite him to a party. I think we'll just do final deliberations right here, and then we're going to run a giveaway. I don't know if you want to stay for the giveaway. We're going to be giving away a digital Pokemon pack on the stream. And then also, I was going to ask you, do you have a McFarlane NFT?
I actually do. I have a couple. I got a free one. Matter of fact, I was fortunate enough to go to the probably what will be the one and only like digital collectibles panel at SDCC last year. There was reps from McFarlane and Funko Drop and several other companies there, which was really, really fun. And they gave us all a McFarlane NFT.
Our friend was the one that put that together.
Yeah, I got to meet him. Yeah, he's so great.
Shane.
Yeah, super nice guy.
Awesome.
So
there were not enough people in that room. There were only like 50 people in that room. It was really depressing. I was hoping it would fill right up, and it didn't.
Well, so interesting is the panel head liked the turnout so much they asked him to come back and do it this year. So he's going to go and do it again.
Well, great. I'll be right there again. I don't care if I'm working, what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure I'm there to support them because I really believe in a future where digital collectibles, there's a resurgence. It's just such a shame that so many companies bowed out before they really gave it a chance. And also, honestly, I think Funko did well with it. I think that one of their main reasons was because other parts of their business were starting to hurt. And that's why they got out of it. They had to, just financially, but
it says right here, he's doing another at FanFest Fusion in Phoenix, and he's doing the SDCC again as well. And I know he's doing Designer Con because I went to that one as well.
Oh yeah,
and he had, I think, Claynosaurs over there. It was cool.
Yes,
good. Anybody who's listening and watching, if you can make it out to one of those and support that group, that supports all of us. Just like you were saying, lift all ships. Like,
in fact, I think Funko was there too last year.
Yeah,
right?
Funko was there. Yeah,
it was the drop guys who I talked to there and was very excited about working with them. And literally, like 2 weeks later, they laid them off.
That's too bad.
Yeah. I think they thought they were going to be in it for a while, but
this space is ever changing, and sometimes you never know what's going to happen, right? Like HRO and all that stuff, though. But Sully, the whole question is for the McFarlane. Is I wanted to give you a McFarlane NFT, but instead, I'm going to gift you something on FANABLE. Just because this has been a really awesome conversation. So just sign up for FANABLE. If you're not, D will send you a link. And I would like to gift you a graded Pokemon card. So
that's very sweet. Thank you.
All you got to do is send me 50 cents as the transfer, right? So,
easy peasy. I can afford that these days.
There you go. And I know the community manager, so he's not going to get me in trouble, I hope.
6 months ago, I'd have been like, 50 cents is a little high.
Okay. Well, I think 50 cents is the lowest I can go. If I can go to 10 cents, I'll give it to you for 10 cents, man. We're going to run this giveaway. Sully, this has been an awesome conversation. Thank you so much for coming on. The thing about Aloha Friday, as well as all of our shows, because we have 12 shows.
Wow.
It's a revolving door on all 12 shows. If you ever want to come on, if you hear a topic that you want to talk about, if there's anything that you want to promote, you're always welcome to come on and continue this conversation. We do a lot of stuff. We do show and tells. We like to do a lot of community events with the community. Usually we do some gifting events as well. So anything you want to do, we'd love to have you again.
That's awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you guys again for having me on and for letting me get in front of this audience of yours. I just say real quickly for anybody that gets a chance, give me a follow on social. I love to interact with people, especially Twitter. I'm a Twitter guy first and foremost. I remember that Instagram and some of those other exist from time to time. I love to interact and share with people. And so give me a follow. And if you can, swing by on Friday nights from 5 to 7 p.m. Pacific. It's the only day of the week I get to stream now because I have a full-time gig, but it's usually a couple hours of talking about just like what we just talked about. I give away a free NFT every Friday on the Wax blockchain that I design. All you got to do is come by the stream. Super simple. You give me your wallet. I drop it in there a couple days later. So if you want to come by, I've given away so many at this point. They're probably worth a penny each, but it's fun. I love doing the art and I love giving them away. So if you guys could come by, and then keep in mind too that come November, we'll be doing Extra Life again, Nerd Unite. And anybody who wants to help support us by just spreading the word, or if you know somebody at a company that might want to gift a couple things that we could give away to earn some money, keep that in mind, and feel free to reach out anytime, because it's for the kids, not for us. It's for the kids. So
And does it have to be physical?
no, not at all. I give away NFTs. I have, I usually give away some of my own creation for people who will come by and hang around, but I've also gotten like people who have donated drop NFTs, Funko NFTs, the digital ones, and some others that we've given away over time.
So we know exactly what you're talking about, because before we became a media group, D and I designed NFTs. We have an NFT collection called the Neon Paradise Project. And it's just I designed them all, and they're really like little Funko digital pieces of your favorite characters, but my own iteration of them, and a little bit off, right? So
I think I've probably seen those before.
We've done these. I think we did it for 6 months, and I just enjoyed making them. They're not worth anything. We never charged anyone for any of this stuff. We just gave them away
to collect them. Yeah.
Because we didn't have sponsors before, so what could we do to reward them? Well, I made NFTs.
That's
So
it's gotten a few people to come by.
Yeah.
What's that, Sloppy?
I said, which I still don't have. I don't have one.
But then, well, we kind of shut it down because we became a business. But like, there's like hundreds of them in a wallet that we just don't touch. We'd love that. You can have all 100 of them if you want, Flops.
Yeah, you gotta send me your wallet address.
That's kind of important.
That's the first part. I need that info.
But Sully, sign up for FANABLE, and then I will gift you your very first FANABLE collectible, and then also we're going to enter you into the FANABLE giveaway. So we're going to run a giveaway right after this. I don't want to keep you anymore because I know it's super late. I want to thank you for coming on. I have dropped all of your socials in the chat.
Oh, thank you,
guys. Follow him, please, and go check him out and show him some love.
Yes.
Appreciate it, guys. It was a lot of fun. I would love to talk again one time, so I may take you up on that and swing by and drop in like Sloppy did.
Yes, of course.
Hey, hopefully I'll be more talkative next time you're around.
Sounds good, H-Town. No, you're good, man. It's rodeo season. All bets are off.
He understands. Thank you, Sully. Thank you so much.
Thanks, you guys. Have a great one.
Bye.
Aloha.
That was cool.
That was cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed that, man. Oh, that was cool. Guys,
we gotta make it to the rodeo. There's one coming up in July. We need to go.
Dee acts like she's never been to a rodeo. I took her to a rodeo.
Hawaii,
you know how dusty
rodeos?
it is? Yeah. So in Hawaii, dude, the cowboys are called Paniolos. We have an arena about maybe 5 minutes up the road from our house. That's where they do one of the rodeos. And there's another arena near the airport, and that's the bigger one, and they have rodeos there too.
Yeah.
I don't hear Hanano. I hear you, D, but I don't hear Hanano.
You got to open your other ear.
Does everyone else hear me?
I'm so confused. What's going on?
Do you hear me now, Slops?
You got the radio.
All right. That's okay. That's okay. Guys, it is time for the race. D, go find a race.
Oh, okay. I forgot. Yeah, let me go look.
All right, guys. Let me get the banner out here. And I will get you guys in just a second right here. Just put a emoji in the chat. Any emoji. And I will save this.
Let me see.
Yeah. Enter an emoji in the chat right now for a FANABLE giveaway right now, guys. Enter an emoji in the chat. And while you're entering an emoji in the chat, I'm going to run a commercial, guys. So while you're doing that, enter an emoji in the chat if you want to enter the race, guys. And we're going to run the race right before the end of the program. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
In a world of endless digital noise, one voice has risen to bring light, community, and true connection. Meet TRU Media Group, the very first media group dedicated to the magic of live stream shows and original AI-powered content. For 3 beautiful years, we've delivered consistent, heartfelt programming, celebrating a remarkable milestone of over 400 unforgettable and diverse live stream shows and 700 inspiring videos. Every week, we bring you electrifying live streams while also providing seasonal AI original content. We host fun Discord trivia nights that spark joy and laughter, and we provide seamless X-Space live streaming support that unites fans through the magic of simulcasting. We're proudly sponsored, supported, and have collaborated with countless IP and indie projects, helping creators shine and imaginations take flight. At TRU Media Group, we're more than content creators. We're builders of community, storytellers of tomorrow, and champions of immersive experiences that matter. Join us on this journey. Subscribe to our socials, because the future of content is TRU, and it's just getting started.
Man, 400 live stream. You know, guys, we're just talking with Sully just recently about like our journey of live streaming. And, the very first time we live streamed, we just couldn't get enough of it. And we mainly did a lot of live streams just to kind of get our watch hours up. But like to see 400 live streams is, and the team knows this. I am so proud of that number on the top left of all of our thumbnails. That's why you see it. I'm the reason you see that number, because it just makes me happy every time I see it go up. So I was telling the team, I think once we hit 1,000, the numbers will go away, but we'll see. But nah, I just 400 live streams. I just remember we did 300 live streams just like 2 months ago, and then we had 200 live streams. And I remember we had, I think, the entire Web3 security team on from like Consensus and Fairside. Yeah, so it's interesting on the journey. I remember every time we hit a milestone, and I just want to thank the community for, supporting us throughout all these times. As I'm fuzzy now, we gotta upgrade the budget here, D.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys. How are we doing on the race?
For the support. So still trying to find one. So do you want a hedgehog race or horse race? Because they didn't have. I was trying to do.
Let's do a horse race. It's a rodeo. Let's do a horse race. Why not?
All right. Horse race.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw! Okay, at the races. Okay, let's see how this looks.
Yo, man, we're at the races, man. All right.
At the races.
Right,
let's
guys.
See. Names, edit list. Okay.
All right, I'm going to be
in the names. So let's see.
You want me to read you the names?
Yeah, so I have assignment.
Before we read the names, guys, hold on, Delilah. We'll put some music on.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So you're at assignment, right?
Yeah, I got assignment. I have UXOOU. I have Kiwi. It's comic guy.
UXO, Kiwi, it's comic guy. Saloni. Smart Buy. Mahalo Joe. Vivi Collecto. She Woman.
She Woman.
Ideal. Ronnie Lido. Music Needs. We got Unk. Gravy. Vivi Manager. Cigarrero.
Okay.
Win Pokemon pretty soon. Hopefully you win. Let's go.
Win Pokemon. Okay.
What is TRU? TRU is basically, it used to be called The Real Uncommon for the Real Uncommon podcast, and now it's just really just TRU Media, but the TRU used to be called the Real Uncommon. Shout out to LL Falcon. Good to see you.
Hello, LL Falcon.
IVVVV? No. He just was wondering what TRU meant. Right?
Okay.
And yeah, I think that's it. And we got to get out of here soon, guys, because we got to take our daughter somewhere. But I think that's it. And just to make sure, I put assignment, UXO, Kiwi, it's comic guy, and Saloni, because I didn't put their names on there. There. We have all the proof. That's mine. Here we go. All right.
Alrighty. Okay. So yeah, if you don't see your name, please let me know. And I think I did have everybody.
All right. We got your back, Slops.
Yep, I think that's it. All right.
There we go. I can hear both of y'all. It kept cutting one of y'all off. Like, he didn't want me to talk to both of y'all.
Well, you're back, man. Are you ready for the
Okay, we're
race?
back.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw! Okay, how long? 45 seconds?
45 seconds of drama.
All right. Do. That. Okay. Let me turn this down.
The music not too loud, is it?
No.
All right, cool.
All right. You guys
All
ready?
How many horses are there?
There's
Wow.
17 horses.
That's a lot of horses, guys. All righty. Are we ready, everyone? Everyone start your hoofs and let's go. Wag them tails and let's get it.
All right,
Let's
let's
go.
go.
All right, everybody.
Let's
The race
go.
has begun and everybody is neck and neck at the moment right now. We have nobody breaking the line, but wait a minute. We've got Saloni the Queen. She's neck and neck right now. She's pushing it up there, but we got She Woman 1. She's like, nope, not taking it today. But Ronnie is also kicking in as well. But Saloni the Queen is getting smoked by She Woman 1 right now. Oh my goodness, they're both neck and neck. While Kiwi, Simon, everyone is in the back. Guys, you ate way too much hay. You guys need to chill out next time and take a break. But everyone's taking a break right now because I think everyone farted and now everyone's slowing down. But wait, we got Kiwi's like, no, saying forget that. Kiwi's like, I'm going to take that gold. But we have IBBB. He's like,
oh my God.
Little pep in my step. He must have had some samples on and he won.
Oh my gosh.
Let's go. Shout out to IBBB for winning. All right, let's see.
Awesome. Congrats.
Congrats.
That
IBBB,
was cool.
reach out to D with your FANABLE username or Slops. He's here as well. And we will.
Like they're like, yeah, it's still going. And they're still racing. Where are you guys going? That was cool. Very cool.
Very
Congrats.
cool, guys. Thank you so much.
GG's.
GG's. And then also, guys, really quick, before we go anywhere, I want to shout out, if I can find where I put the thing.
He said, I did have Samazon before race. Let's go.
There you go, right there. Shout out to Sambazon, fueling Pokios packs and all that good stuff. But speaking of packs, as well as a kiosk, guys, go and check out the dead air that I just put up. This right here,
Look at the beautiful
new
scenery.
flash sale kiosk that FANABLE just launched today, you guys. If you go over to, oh man, I was going to show you guys the website, but again, my computer decided to be okay, here we go. I got it. All right. Come on.
All right. Come on, baby.
Yeah, we're having problems here. All right. Oh, good. We had some sales on this. But guys, this is the brand new kiosk that they just launched today, which is the flash sale kiosk. There are 240, I think, left. Yeah, 240 left in stock. Graded comics. And basically, the first 25 qualifiers that buy 2 to 4 comic order boxes, they receive a free $50 comic book as a bonus with a fair market value of $50 plus. That is for the first qualifying people that buy 2 to 4 boxes. Now, what that means is you have to buy those boxes, those quantities, like 1 and 2, during the first initial purchase that you make. So don't forget that as well, because I know some people got that mistaken as well, and I'm sorry for that. Now, the first 5 qualifying that buy 5 boxes within 1 order will not only receive basically a fair market value book that's $130 more than basically $130 plus dollars more, if that made any sense. Anyways, go and check out the new flash sale kiosk. Looks like they sold a bunch. Looks like a bunch of people pulled some really cool books. Oh, I have this book in raw form.
I know
That's cool.
Zoso did.
Oh, did he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, this is cool right here. Slops, how do you think this is going?
That rogue one is nice.
Oh, we lost Slops. Oh, wait, hold on. He's back.
There we go. I was like, y'all put me backstage.
How do you think it's going, Slops?
You know, I think it's going good. I wish we had a little bit more time to prep, but the team wanted to get this out as soon as possible. So we'll see we'll see what the team thinks on Monday. So it'll be interesting.
At least they're moving quick on these kind of things, because I really think like this kind of stuff is cool that you guys are doing, adding a little bit more value, and you're also trying to like, I guess, do some spring cleaning as the kiosk is kind of like labeled as a flash sale kiosk, right? And what's so cool is it's actually stimulating market action because I see a bunch of brand new books in here. So that's cool. That's kind of what we were talking about hoping that this would actually stimulate the secondary market. I actually even had a Pokemon card bought from myself today. So shout out to whoever bought my card. I haven't looked yet, but yeah, thank you so much. Let's go.
Yes, the next step is to convince the team to do a Pokemon one or a card one.
Yeah.
We'll see.
That would be cool. Like, I guess it depends if you guys are trying to lose stock on that versus the comics, because you guys started with comics first. So I'm just going to assume you guys have way more comic stock than cards.
Oh my gosh, yes. So many comic stocks.
Yeah. So, and this is good. I think this is a smart move. But yeah, if you guys did a card one, I'd be all for that because I'm really into the card hobby now, and I've just kind of devoted myself to that. Other than I'm still purchasing Absolute Batman because I want to collect the whole series. I'm kind of just sticking to the cards. But guys, if you haven't yet, go and check out the flash sale kiosk right here that's going on, and a lot of good deals.
Yeah, love the Siggies. And there's a lot of really nice like females on the covers of a lot of the books in there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Nice
Very
piece of
enticing.
Momokos. So there's like two that I like in there. There's the Punchline that, and mainly I'm just looking at it for my daughter because she loves Punchline. Where is it? Somewhere down here. I've seen it. Yeah, right here. This is, and it's signed by, right? And so we already know our daughter would love this, right? So I'm looking at that one, and I know people aren't fans of Ezra Miller, but I wouldn't mind having this one. So those are
that one's so simple. It's cool.
Yeah, but it's got his signature on it. And as much as he's like the Dean Cain of Flashes, I'd still like to get his
It's
autograph.
a good analogy.
And then this one right here, Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? Just because it reminds me of
I saw that one. Yeah, nostalgic. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but shout out to the FANABLE team for trying something new, and yeah, congrats to whoever went for this, and I hope you guys like your purchases. But I just wanted to show that really quick, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, Sloppy, how'd you like your rendition of yourself as a comic book hero?
Dude, I was like, what? Me?
That's right, buddy. Yeah, we had to make you a comic right there, man. But yeah, so basically, guys, what you guys are going to be seeing here is a lot of interesting people pop up in the fangirls. So I hope you guys are ready because this man might make an appearance. We'll see.
I love this. This is so cool.
The cool thing about your character here is you can really make him however you want. I didn't know if you wanted like to be a chicken man, but like I just was following your PFP. Like, do you want your
Dude, I love it. I absolutely love it. I think it's really cool. My cats I love that my cats are in there because they're a huge part of my life. So
bro, your cats are gonna have a really cool role in what I'm gonna do with the cats. Trust me. The cats are backup. And I can't wait for you to see.
Your sidekicks.
Yeah. But guys, tune into that. Now that I've got power back, I'm going to be producing this weekend, and one of the things I'm working on is episode 2 of the Fangirls. So
let's go.
Stay tuned for that. And that's the show, guys. D, close it out.
Yeah, thank you everybody for coming in. Appreciate you, Sully, for your time, and just want to also give a huge shout out to the Twitch and Nerds Unite community for showing up and, just showing your support and hanging out for the stream. I appreciate everyone that's always tuning in and watching, listening. And yeah, I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. Be safe out there. Be kind to one another. And yeah, just support each other whenever and however you can. Thank you, Soppy, for coming up and hanging out with us. I'm glad you had a fun time at the rodeo. And yeah, just thanks for, chilling with us for this on our way to the weekend. And until Saturday, tomorrow, right? Tomorrow.
Yeah. Tomorrow. We'll be back
in the afternoon for VB Cribs. We will catch you guys on the next one. Take care. Until the next time, everybody.
Wait.
Oh.
So we do
Oh.
have some cool things that we're going to be doing on Monday as well. I'm going to leak the alpha. We're calling Monday, and I'm sure Hope Comic Guy's still here. McFarlane Monday, guys, and I'm so excited to kind of like tell you guys what we're going to be doing on Monday. We are going to be simulcasting something in the afternoon, but in the morning, McFarlane and their team have no idea what we decided to plan. So we'll send you a DM a little bit later, Comic Guy, but Monday is McFarlane Mondays, and I can't wait to show you guys what we're going to do. So stay tuned for that. And
I'm excited.
see, look at that.
Yeah, go.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. We love you all. Thank you so much for supporting us for 3 years. 400 live streams. We're going to have 4,000 before you know it. Take care, guys. Until the next one. Aloha.
Bye.
Celebrate the week.